If you guys hear my fans going off, look, let me just kind of explain this off jump. So we're in excessive heat warning. Well, actually, we're just basically in excessive heat. It's not a warning. It's actually happening. It's been happening for weeks now. And today it's about to top up outside at 117 degrees. So inside my place, it'll probably reach about 120 again. Now, I am working today. I'm on my quick lunch break. But yeah, to keep the computer cool, I have all these fans cycling the air from the air conditioner just to really kind of circulate it in here. So not trying to have the PC overheat. But anyways, what I wanted to jump on live real quick and just kind of just tell you guys, short little live stream, the Pixel 7a and what I think about it. So I have the Pixel 7a here. I know that the Galaxy A53 doesn't do it any justice. It makes it look like this really faded salmon color. It's actually quite darker than what it looks on camera. So I'll give you guys the heads up on that. I am using my Galaxy A53, on the side, and that's just kind of just comparing, mid-range to mid-range. Eventually, yeah, it's just going to be that. But yeah. Trying to find the Pixel 6a. I have the Pixel 6 out right now. Let me turn my mouse off so that way it doesn't still did it anyways. What up, Michael? What's going on, man? I'll just bust out the Pixel 5a as well. Size comparison so you guys can kind of see how tall it is, how much wider it is, all that stuff. I need to take the Pixel 6a in for repairs. I really need to get it fixed. Oh, crap. All right, where is it? I believe this would be it right here. Yep. Pixel 6a. Like I said, I got grips of phones. I still keep them all. I actually, eventually, some of the ones that I know are pretty old, I'm going to have to go take them to have them remove the battery out of them. That way they don't swell up in my desk and explode. Alright, so this is the Pixel 7a. I'll start off size comparison between that and the Pixel 6a. Trying to line them up. So it's not drastically shorter than the Pixel 6a. It is a little bit heavier than the 6a. So man, I really gotta get this fixed. You guys can see how smashed the screen is now. Like, I could charge this up, power it on. The screen will not show anything. So it's not only just the outer display, the digitizer is just also gone too. I think it's gonna cost about as much as it would cost for me to get a new one. Now I'm actually looking around for it, but I'm very picky. I'm looking for the chalk color. So a lot of people on OfferUp and those types of places, they got these for sale. It's this color they have for sale. I'm looking for the chalk color that's, white and light gray. Let me grab the Pixel 5 here. So this is the 7a size comparison to the Pixel 5. So the Pixel 5 is slightly shorter. Just like a heads up. Size comparison between the 5a. The 5a is slightly taller. Make sure I have those lined. Yeah, those lined up. Slightly taller, not drastically, but slightly taller. Can it do a size comparison? Can you show a size comparison between the 6A and the... Yeah, let me grab the stylus here in a second. And lastly, to compare it size-wise, this is the size difference between it and the Pixel 6. So, whoa, I'm not trying to have it slip out of hand. But, yeah. So that's the Pixel 7a size comparison. So it's a nice size. I actually like the size of the 7a compared to my 7. Yes, I still have the Pixel 7. Well, I don't have it. I gave it to my wife to use. She's just like, why do you want me to use it? I want you to use it. I love you. That's why. So, but she's enjoying the Pixel 7. She loves the phone. She just wishes the battery life was better. Where is my Moto G stylus? Hold on. It's somewhere in here when I dig through all this. Okay, that's the Celero. My daughter has a Celero 5G Plus. She loves that phone. I gave it to her. Let's see. Okay, no, that's not it. Not it. not it. Actually, yeah, I'll do one more size comparison. Compare the Pixel 3a to the Pixel 7, and the Pixel 3a is just a smidge shorter from bottom to top. Okay, those are cases. iPhone, Pixel 4, Pixel 2 XL, Nexus 4. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Blind, that was in front of my face the whole time. All right. So, Moto G Stylus 2022, Pixel 7. It is pretty short compared to it. And then my Pixel 4 XL. So, I mean, size comparison there for you guys. That's pretty much the size comparison. Let's see, performance. I will say there's no difference between it and the Pixel 7. There's like, I don't care if people want to get to the nitty gritty and they want to tap Facebook at the same time and see which one loads faster. I'd say get the F out of here. It is exactly as the 7. It's just a little bit shorter than the 7. And the back is plastic, not glass. But when you're looking at performance, exact same Pixel experience, okay? There's but just a small handful of things that you'll notice differently between the Pixel 7, and I was messing around with it. And then I played around with the phone all day yesterday when I got it. And so first of all, charging, okay? Wired charging, it's slower than the 7. Wireless charging, slower than the 7, which they made mention of that. They said it had a slower fast charge than the Pixel 7. But wired charging is also slow too. And I have both of the different Google Pixel chargers. I have the regular 18 watt charger that came with a couple of my older Pixels. And then I have the 30 watt charger that I bought from Google that for when I got the Pixel 6. I got the 30 watt charger bricks for me and my wife. So yeah, I tried it on both. And then compared it to the charging times for the Pixel 7. How I did that, because someone might be like, well, you know, maybe one battery was at 50, one was at... No. Both of them were at 25%, and I timed how long it took to charge it back up. And the 7 charged faster than the 7A, which I expect that to be because the 7A is the budget option of the 7. But it's not a drastic, huge thing. It's not hours apart. Hang on. I have my wife messaging me. But anyways, yeah, it's not hours apart. It's like by minutes, maybe like a 15-20 minute difference. That's charging. Wireless charging. I have a wireless charger. I don't use it quite often on 2 reasons why. One, you know, because that coil heats up the back of the phone. That could cause some issues with some of the internal components, so I just don't do it very often. Like here at my workstation, at my work desk, maybe I will, like, because I have a wireless charge pad right there, and if I don't want to like find the cable and plug it into the bottom of it, I'll just drop the phone on top of the charger just for like quick top-ups and stuff like that while I'm working. But if I'm going to like actually specifically charge my phone from like a low battery percentage back to, you know, at least 95 capacity, then you know, I'll use a wired charger for that. So that's one noticeable difference. Another noticeable difference, and like some people kind of pointed this out, I really don't care, but like the camera bar visor, it's not very protruding at all whatsoever. Like you can run your finger up it easily. I think the only downside of it being like that is if I wanted to hold the phone and use that visor bar to support my, you know, to support the phone in my hand. I don't have that luxury like I do with, you know, like the Pixel 6 or the Pixel 7, how it slightly protrudes up. So you have that, you know, like I can like, just rest it like that and not try to have it slip out of my hand and break it on live stream, but you can hold it that way. Here it's not very protruding, you know, so no big deal. What else is there differently between that and the 7 besides charging? I mean, yeah, you know, it's IP certified. what was that, IP67 certification on it. Pixel 7 has 68. So like a 0.5 meter more depth with the 7. But I don't take my phone swimming. I know you can, sort of. I just feel like, you know, if you go to a pool that has a massive amount of chlorine, because there's some pools where people just dump so much chlorine in there, it's almost like Who Framed Roger Rabbit's Dip, where you can, you know, Judge Doom would just like destroy a cartoon in the dip. I feel like that's what happens to pools when they dump that much chlorine in there. And I feel like the chlorine will actually, like, if it gets in, it will cause damage to some of the grommets that's inside that kind of like seals specific areas from water getting to it. I know for a fact, thanks to Max Lee, you don't want to take your phone at the beach in salt water, because salt water will eat away that water protection that is inside the phone. That's how he destroyed a couple of his flagship Samsung devices and everything. So, how are you handling the Southwest heat wave? The same as I've been handling it all week. I mean, there's no off switch. If there was an off switch, believe you me, I would flip the switch and turn off the heat. But you just gotta make do with it. I mean, that's why you hear my fans going off right now. I gotta keep my computer cool. So I have like 2 fans set up in my room to circulate that air, so that, you know, that cold air reaches all the way back here in the far corner of my room, because where my air vent is at is across. And this is a pretty big sized room. Like, I pretty much have my workstation here, my bed's over there. I can fit like a medium sized love seat couch in here too as well. So I can, like, this room is big enough to be considered like a small studio apartment. So I gotta get that air to circulate all the way back here where my work computer is at. You know, as far as the display and how everything looks on the display, I mean, that's my display. And like I said, the Galaxy A53 cameras doesn't do it justice. You know, it looks decent. I have went outside in sunlight and everything like that. I will tell you the Pixel 7 is slightly brighter. And I got a point to why I'm saying all this at the end of these comparison to the 7 so far from what I've noticed. Let me see. The build of the phone feels pretty damn good. Okay, I know this is plastic on the back, or what they're now calling Glastic. So it does feel like my Pixel 7. It's not as slippery as my Pixel 7. Like when you get the Pixel 7 or the Pixel 6 out of the box, that oleophobic coating just makes it super slick. That'll just slide like a fucking penguin everywhere. And while this is glossy, it's slick. I would say it would be very slippery in your hand if you had sweaty palms, and yeah, it might slip out. My Pixel 6, I've had it for a while, so a lot of that oleophobic coating has come off. So it's still slick, where I wouldn't put it like on a soft surface that's slightly angled, because it will still slide off. But in my hands, I feel like I have a better grip on my Pixel 6 than what I did when I first got it. The Pixel 7 is still slick to the touch. It's still super slippery, so that's kind of the reason why I really wanted the Pixel 7a, was to be able to rock a device and not really always have to have a case on it. Sometimes I don't want a case on my phone. It just adds bulk to it, and that's me, right? Someone could tell me, always wrap your phone up, and I always suggest that to people getting new phones, like get a case for your phone, keep it protected and everything like that. But me personally, personal preference, I'd rather hold the phone in my hand. Yes, there's possibility I can still crack the front display. Same thing if you have a case on your phone, you can still crack the front display. So my only concern is the back. After what I saw happen to Siobhan Salmon, who was another content creator, when he got his Pixel 6, and he was filming a TikTok and the phone slipped out of his hand and fell to the ground and completely spider cracked the entire back of the phone. It's an ugly look. So, yeah. So I like the fact that it mirrors everything about a Pixel 7 as far as like build wise, but it's not. And actually, I dropped this on the ground earlier, and it's not broken or anything. So it is just a smidge durable. I'm not gonna tell people it's durable, because then someone will be like, oh, well, I don't gotta worry about it. They toss their phone and it falls on the ground and it's durable. And they look up and they see like it's like broken right here. They will come back and yell at me, you fucking asshole, you said it was durable. It's not gonna stop bullets. I still wouldn't recommend you purposely dropping the phone. But if you have an accidental slip, you got a greater chance of survival than something like this falling out of your hands to the floor. And my floors in my room is tile. It's not carpeted. So, Man, I really gotta get this fixed. I still want this fixed, or I just want to find a chalk colored one. This I'll probably hold on to the side until the cost of a digitizer and display is cheap. If it's like $100, then I'll probably get it fixed. Maybe I'll give it to like one of my kids. But it'd be nice if it was working, because then I would use it side by side with the 7A to do a comparison between those two. But go figure, it is what it is. And of course, my Pixel 5 has the black screen of death. It does turn on. You can feel it being responsive, but every bit of thing I've done to try to get this screen to come back on, it won't come back on. So, yeah. So what is the point of me talking about why the Pixel 7a is so close of an experience to the Pixel 7? And why did I only point out those very minute, small things that's different? Is because it's doing exactly what the Pixel A series is supposed to do. The A series was conceived by Google to give you the exact same experience that you would get on their Pixel flagship phones at a much cheaper price by cutting corners where it simply made sense to cut the corners, right? Don't go premium material like glass. Let's go plastic polycarbonate. That'll shave off, a couple of $100. Let's go with IP67 certification, which if you guys don't know how that works, basically it gets certified that it can handle certain stresses of water and stuff like that. So it's just like okay, it is what it is type of thing, right? So I got the 6A. So far, yeah, it gets warm. Still in the process of doing stuff with it. I'm still not using it as the phone. Yeah, it's gonna take some time. See, and here's the thing too with Pixels. Like Pixels get warm. They get warm. They're gonna learn your patterns when you use them, right? So like battery. The reason I'm not focusing on battery life is because this phone hasn't fully learned my usage habits. So the battery is kind of dying pretty quickly. Let's see, it's like 1:17. It's like 1:17 p.m. my time, and I took it off the charger at 8:30 this morning, and it's down to 84%. And all I did was probably send out like my early morning thread on Threads, replied to a couple of direct messages on Twitter, posted a photo on Instagram, and other than that, it's been on the desk just sitting there while I'm working, and it's already dropped that much. It's dropped about 17%. So, but it's still learning my patterns, and there's still a lot of things within the phone that's optimizing. So maybe like after a week I'll have something to say about the battery life, because by then it should have learned all my usage habits. And after a couple of charge cycles, I don't know about you guys, but I don't let my phone die to 0%, and I don't charge it to 100%. Like that's very rare that I'll happen. So I start charging my phone when it reaches down to about 20%, and I take it off the charger anywhere between 90 to 95%. Yeah, it'll get better over time as it learns your habit. But yeah, the overarching thing here is that the 7A delivers me the nearest, almost exact experience that the Pixel 7 gives me. The only small differences are some of the things that the 7 has that the 7A lacks, and it lacks it because those are areas that Google said, hey, to price this thing at $499, we're going to cut corners by doing this. Scaling back, making it IP67, not IP68. Of course, the display brightness, okay? It's like 1,000 nits versus I think it's like 1,400 nits on the Pixel 7. And then the cameras. You got a 64 megapixel shooter on this one. You got a 50 megapixel shooter on the Pixel 7. Now, to keep telling everybody, megapixels don't count for shit. Just because this one is a 64 megapixel, this is I think it's a Sony IMX787 camera sensor that's on this one, and the one that's on the Pixel 7 is a Samsung GN1. Is the model number of the sensor is a GN1 sensor from Samsung. So two different companies that manufacture camera sensors for smartphone devices. Now, Sony has done very well. The older Pixel devices have always used the IMX363 since the Pixel 2 XL. So they've always done pretty good. But Google's been very good at its computational photography and how AI kind of just like fixes up some photos. It's totally fine on that. The best thing about all of this is that this phone for me is what I consider to be a one-handed operable phone. If I could use this thing with one hand, I can maneuver it with one hand. Everything's cool about it. I'm kind of afraid because I showed my wife yesterday when she got home from work. She checked it out. She looked at it. She's like, it's nice. It feels nice in the hand. I like the color. And I don't know, maybe that's like her subtle hints like, hey, take your Pixel 7 back and give me that phone. I don't want to do that. Maybe I'll give it to her when I get the Pixel 8, but for right now, it's my daily driver device. And, since I'm still using it, I'm using it alongside my Galaxy A53 that I'm live streaming on. And that's that. That's for the phone itself. It's really fast, smooth, just still kind of big for me. Like 5.8 Samsung A40 I have is like the perfect size. For me, the Pixel 5 to me is always going to be the perfect size phone for me. I love using this phone. Only problem with it is because it has an older, outdated Qualcomm modem. There's certain service providers that I use on this where 5G doesn't work because of 5G standalone, and the 5 uses the Snapdragon X52 modem, which has been giving people issues. So like the 5A and the 5 on AT&T doesn't access any of AT&T's 5Gs. It's always stuck on LTE. On Visible, it picks up 5G. Lastly, the way I have my phone set up, and I'm using it at the same time, and I'm enjoying it, is I have both Boost Infinite and Visible on this phone. And I just use Visible as my primary because the phone number that I ported over to it, I've had that number for so many years, so it's my main phone number. And then if I come into an area where Verizon signal is kind of weak, then I have it switch over. Eventually you guys will get 5G. Eventually, hopefully. I would think so. And that could also be the reason that the battery is dying pretty quickly too. I also have it paired to my Pixel Watch. So it is feeding notification, and today's been a slightly busy day. I've been getting like a buttload of freaking like notifications going off, messaging and stuff like that. And then also I've been listening to some music on my downtime, so I have my Pixel Buds A. So yeah, I got a lot of things going for it. There's still a lot more I want to play around with. But I mean, I guess the reason why it was just real quick for me to just come out like that is because everything about it is pretty dang similar to my Pixel 7. As far as performance, and really that's what we do. Like when we use our smartphones, we are like 85 to 90% engaged with the software itself. So software optimization and user interface and all that stuff. And I don't really need to do a review on the user interface because, just about every Pixel has the same user interface. It's pretty much that. And, yeah, so. And then, I know I was like kind of joking about, well, I really wasn't joking about it. And maybe I might just cop another Pixel 7a for my wife, but get like, if she wants this one, she can take over this one and I'll take over the blue one. Cause like I like this color, I really do. Okay, it doesn't look salmon like this in real life. It's like 2 shades darker. But I really, I like this one. This is the Google exclusive color. But I also like that blue one too. And I'm like, man, I could have got the blue one. And then I'm like, but if I got the blue one, I wouldn't have this one. And it's just like pulling teeth. Because I'm such a weird, odd nerd that like even those little things I kind of like look at. And I'm not saying that other people should judge phones the same way. That's never really judge a phone based on the color of it. That doesn't fucking make any sense. But At least for me, because not only do I buy these things to, review for you guys and show you guys, but I use them. Like, I don't just like say, okay, I'm doing this review, and after I'm done, I'm going to pop my SIM cards out and move them to another device that I truly prefer to use. Like, no, I use these. This is my daily driver. Okay? The Galaxy A53, I'm using it to compare a mid-range Samsung to a mid-range Google. Really, that's all that is. It's a burner line, so it's one of my other SIM cards on my family plan that none of my kids are using because they have their own phone lines. And I just throw it in the Galaxy A53 just to kind of like use it. I'll throw it in any one of my other phones if I ever want to take that other phone as like a backup phone for the day. I will take the SIM card out of this phone and throw it in those phones. My main SIM card always stays in my main daily driver device. So, Straight Talk and Total by Verizon at Walmart have the Pixel 6a for $199. Yeah, about like $200. That's not really a bad deal. But you can also find like the Pixel 6 for $200, and so, if you're wanting a bit more on the premium side and all that other shit that some people actually care about, might as well just go for like the Pixel 6. But, me, I'm gonna find it used. There's in my city, there's been a lot of good people that have taken care of their phones really good, and I know someone is gonna post a Pixel 6a and probably sell it for $120, and the color that I want, the chalk color. When I see that, I will jump, I will get it, I'll buy it. It helps them out if they need to sell the phone because they need money. Helps me out because I get a hold of a Pixel 6a. And then I will fix this. This is not going to stay broken. I will fix this. This will eventually work again, and then I'll probably give it to one of my kids to use. So that's the plan. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to kind of do like after 24 hours with the Pixel 7. Future update review videos is going to be on the Google Pixel Insider channel. So if you guys are not subscribed to that channel, subscribe to it. So you guys can get more videos on that. And any future update videos, like a major update video, will be on this channel. Probably it'll just be a live stream podcast basically. But yeah, it's almost close to my lunch break ending, guys and gals. So I'm gonna jump off. If you have any other questions, drop them in the comments. So that way I will add it to my parking lot of questions. So when I do a live stream and stuff and I have the answer, I'll come back to it. Yeah, thanks for hanging out on my lunch break, everybody. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are cool. And tomorrow I am going live with a special guest, 90s pop culture. We're going to be talking about all aspects of the 90s from all-time TV series like Alf. Well, Alf was more 80s and 90s, but that. 90s music, like you're talking about MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, Paula Abdul, plus a lot of 90s stuff. If you're, into 90s pop culture, you don't want to miss it. 4:30 p.m. my time, that's Arizona time, that's 5:30 p.m. Mountain time, and so on and so forth, wherever you're at. Alright guys, I gotta get back to work. I'll talk to y'all later.